I didn't trip again for quite a while after that, because that scared the shit out of me. But that's what psychosis is like. And I remember looking at their faces, and I didn't see my friends. They actually became demons. Like, whatever you picture the most hell-bent on I want to murder you and rape you type demon from hell looks like, that's what they looked like. And I thought they wanted to rape me. If you're already in that psychotic state, the drugs are going to exaggerate it.
Right. But it's not going to cause it necessarily. Like, you can't microdose your way to being insane.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a lot of experience microdosing. We're talking hundreds of microdoses. And I've never personally experienced anything like that. I have, though, had psychosis from being on a trip. I had this one trip where I was in the wrong state of mind to do it, and I mixed... I have a video about this. I mixed, was it 2.5 tabs of 1P LSD with about a bottle of wine.
Oh, man.
And I think because the wine made me really drunk, it was probably a bit of an empty stomach too. So you know how you get like blackout drunk? I wasn't blackout drunk off a bottle of wine, but the combination made the effect so much more pronounced. And I remember I couldn't see out of my eyes.
Oh, my God.
And I was with 2 friends, and they were also on a trip, but they mixed M with it. So they were on M and acid, and I was on fucking alcohol and acid. I didn't want the M. I should have just taken the goddamn M. I would have been so much happier. But with the alcohol mix, it was like I entered that was the most psychotic I've ever been, because I couldn't see them. And they said that I was picking up things in the room and throwing them. I have no memory of this. So that's like what psychosis is on a drug. Yeah. Like, so in my experience, something totally was different. I have no memory of doing this. They said I sat on my computer. I was picking up boxes and just like chucking them across the room. And they said that they were scared that I was either going to like hurt them, hurt myself, or like run out of the house and run onto the street and get hit by a car, which is a legitimate concern because I couldn't see. Yeah. So in my experience, what I was seeing or feeling was, it felt like, it's very funny that alcohol was in this, because you know how you lose your balance on alcohol? Yeah. It felt like I was tumbling and falling through a never-ending pit. Like, you know, in those movies, like those pits that just never end. Like, you know, there was one in that one of those Marvel movies where Loki falls through a pit and he just keeps falling and falling forever. Yeah. That's what it felt like. I thought I was in a never-ending fall. And sometimes if you would see me, I would have like it would have looked like I was touching the wall, like to catch my balance. Because I remember coming to, and I would come to just enough to see that I was falling into the wall. But where you would see me stop at the wall, in my experience, I was going through it, and I was just tumbling. And it was like, it's this mishmash of real reality mixed with this psychotic reality that you can't describe, where your body is doing things that you are no longer aware of. And to everybody watching, you look insane because you don't know what you're doing. So what ended up happening was they got me in a headlock, and they held me down in a headlock because they said they were scared that I was going to just like, you know, hurt somebody because I'm just whipping things across the room. Yeah. Or then they said I was smashing into the wall. So they were like, Adam needs to be constrained. Yeah. And they said that I kept heading for the stairs, and they were like, if he goes up we were in a basement, like he's going to leave the house and like die. Yeah. And I probably would have. Yeah. So they headlocked me, and it was a little necessary, but the one guy kept punching me in the chest every time I tried to move. So they like, I can laugh about it now, but that's brutal. Yeah. Like, that imprinted me with some serious psychological fear. Yeah. That was traumatizing.
Yeah. How long ago was that?
4 or 5 years ago. It took me, like, I didn't trip again for quite a while after that, because that scared the shit out of me. But that's what psychosis is like. And I remember looking at their faces, and I didn't see my friends. They actually became demons. Like, whatever you picture the most hell-bent on I want to murder you and rape you type demon from hell looks like, that's what they looked like. And I thought they wanted to rape me. Like, I don't know why my brain went here, but I was like, these 2 demons are trying to rape me. And it was terrifying. Also, like, they were actually choking me out, like to the point where I was passing out, and then I'd wake up, and then when I'd struggle, they'd choke me out again. So can you imagine what that feels like in a trip? Yeah. Ooh.
Jesus Christ.
I got over my fear of headlocks.
Yeah. How long did the trip last for they had to keep choking you out and like restraining you?
5 hours.
Oh my fucking God, dude.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And then I just came to. But that's what drug psychosis looks like. So I'm out of it. They're choking me out. They're demons. And then all of a sudden I just went they said that their words, I don't remember this. They said I went quiet and I stopped moving for about 10 minutes. Like I stopped trying to escape.
Yeah.
Because before that, what would happen was they said that I would like build up and like kick my legs and try to like, you know, fight my way out, and they choke me out. And this went on of me trying to escape. Props to me though. I didn't give up. Like I was trying to get out of there. So I just kept going. And then finally they said, after like hours of this, I just stopped. And then 10 minutes goes by. And then they said, all of a sudden I was just like, do you guys think you can let go now? And then they said they let go of me, and I got up slowly, and I asked them if they wanted to smoke a joint with me, and we smoked a joint and fell asleep.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like I was gone, and then the next second, and you'd think, why on earth would I smoke a joint when I was gone? Because I was so back.
Yeah.
Like it was like I was totally back to normal. When I came back, I even had slight visuals. It was like my trip ended.
Wow.
It was weird.
Props for getting back on the horse, I guess, after that.
Dude, that was hard.
Yeah.
That made it so. Oh, that was hard. That was hard.
Yeah, it sounds horrifying.
Because apparently I kissed one of them too.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not gay, but I kissed one of them because I thought they were trying to rape me. And in my experience, I was like, well, maybe if I just kiss the monster,
then it would like
then
not
it'll
go forward more.
It'll like back off.
Yeah.
I don't want to get raped. So I'm like, fine, I'll kiss you. But apparently what it looked like is I just walked over to him and started fucking kissing.
It's lucky that they were in the middle of something and were still able to deal with it properly, or at least in some capacity.
Luckily, the one guy only took 100 micrograms.
Because imagine if you were all in the same shit at the same time. Like, what would happen at that point? You'd all fight each other to the death?
Probably.
like everyone thinks each other is a demon and just like kills each other.
These are the stories you hear of where people have the police called on them. They have to get tased or shot because the police come and they might see a demon and start charging at it, and the police kills them. Like this is why it's so important. I have firsthand experience on why it's so important to trip in the right mindset.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I don't even know what kind of like conclusive opinion I can give on the Connor debacle, other than, I don't know, like, make sure you're in the right headspace before you do something like that.
And I would see, in my experience, like, I'm just trying to relate to him.
Yeah.
And telling the story that is the only time that I've been in, like, I've had other slight psychotic breaks on trips, but that was the most intense.
Yeah.
So like, I can only imagine if he is in psychosis that it's a scary place to be.
Yeah.
Especially if his isn't ending and he's like, that's his norm, is this psychosis.
Yeah, like for about a year now, for like different degrees of severity, but for a year he's been in this place in his head to some degree.
Wow.
That seems too long.
Well, that's what I mean. I think the drugs, to conclude my opinion, again, I don't know. I can't say for sure. I'm not him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe it's acting. Maybe it's, I don't know. I don't think so. I think the drugs they gave him probably this crazy enlightening experience, which triggered some latent psychosis in him, some schizophrenia. And now what we're witnessing is that. Yeah. And at this point, I think it goes beyond the drugs. Like, we're not seeing, it doesn't look like the effects of microdosing ayahuasca.
Yeah.
It looks like some kind of schizophrenic that we're viewing. And like I said, it's hard to say for sure because, well, a lot of the stuff he says is crazy. Like I've already talked about in great depth already. I'm not going to retouch on it. There is some truth in some of the things he says.
Yeah.
And this is what I find is common with people who are kind of crazy. It's like there's always a little bit of truth.
Yeah.
It's like that's how they kind of convince themselves of it. They're mixing truth in with bullshit.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I guess that makes a lot of sense.
So all that we can really do is, I guess we can do nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. Just hope he gets the help he needs, I guess.
Hope he gets the help he needs.
Stay safe and doesn't take more shit.
And I would suggest, if he's able to, read some Ram Dass.
Yeah.
Listen to some Ram Dass audiobooks because he explains the psychedelic state in a way, or this the enlightened state in a way that maybe if, Connor, you're watching this, it might give you some different insight so that you can maybe look at. Timer's done. One of the cameras just cut off. My timer's real this time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest you do some work, and also some Alan Watts could be good. There's maybe don't read his book called The Book. The Taboo on Knowing Who You Really Are, because in that book he'll tell you you're God, and that might exacerbate your symptoms. So stay away from Alan Watts, the book, but maybe listen to some of his audiobooks. Some of them are really good. You can find them on Audible, and that'll give you some greater insight into how to relate the psychedelic experience you've had in a way that is not so egocentric.
Yeah, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. I don't know if you want to, do you have like a specific outro you do for podcasts?
No, but I think the camera cut off, which is kind of shitty when you're wrapping it up.
That's all good. We can cut to the big angle if we need to, or whatever. Which one's off?
No, they're good. It's got 5 minutes left.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Sweet. No, there's not usually anything that I do to wrap it up. How does the DMT smell? Can you smell it?
Nothing. Didn't smell your farts either, bro.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, there's these silent but not deadly farts.
Yeah. Go figure.
Even when I lit that, you didn't smell it?
Not really, but I'm also kind of like a little bit nose deaf, to be honest.
All I can do is taste it. What does this smell like to you? I'm always curious people's perception.
Smell it from here?
Yeah, you're not going to get high from smelling the bottle.
No, your description was pretty accurate with like
the shoe store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a mothy, like stinky shoe shit.
Funny, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I taste. I thought it was just like wafting through the air.
No.
Gave you some good clickbait there.
Yeah.
PsychedSubstance smokes DMT.
Oh yeah. I was fucking shocked. Like I wasn't planning that. So that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, to wrap it up, thank you for being on my podcast. I almost felt like I was on your podcast because you had all the questions.
Yeah, I had a lot of questions for him. So like, sorry if I sort of like dominated the question. You know.
Oh no, you don't have to apologize. I'm happy because I came into this with like no questions.
Yeah.
I was like, I just knew you're gonna ask me about Connor Murphy. I'm gonna give an opinion, and then whatever else happens is gravy.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, thank you for having me. This was awesome, and honestly got a lot more done than I anticipated. Like we ended up talking for 3-4 hours or something.
And I'm scared. I can't edit all this. I'm gonna have to get someone else to go through it.
I'll get maybe I'll get my editors to give you the like chopped up version for you to consolidate yourself.
That would be
so
amazing.
Like you'll have all the back and forths done, the manual shit.
Dude, if you could do that, I would love you forever. Because that is a nightmare.
Because they're gonna be doing that anyway. So I might as well provide, basically take the raw file, jump back and forth in all of it, and then from there we clip it however we want.
Yeah.
So I'll do that.
Yeah. Would you be down to do another one? Because this was fun.
No, for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
We should do it again. I'm sure we could come up with tons of different topics.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. We can do a handshake.
Awesome. Thanks for having me, dude.
I'm apprehensive. I don't know. You're cool with touching people? Touching
I don't give a
humans?
fuck. It's fine.
All right.
All right. Thanks, you guys, for watching. Like, subscribe. Take it easy.
Cheers.
That was good.
That was awesome.
Yeah. Honestly, covered a lot more. Like, I didn't realize we'd have, like, that much in common to talk about and all that kind of stuff, so.
The pickup jump?
Yeah, the pickup stuff is really interesting, too.